What would you like today, sir?
I'll take a Philly cheesesteak.
Okay, and how are you gonna pay for it?
I don't know. All my experiments have failed. I'm a broke doctor.
Hey, do you see that guy in the blue striped shirt? He is carrying a jelly experiment to be delivered to Dr. Beacon.
Seems important. But how will I pay for my meal if it's just an experiment?
Apparently, this guy is wanted dead or alive by a third-party company called Kwame.
Looks like he's wanted for playing Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and for being a YouTuber that they don't like. Sounds like a really messed up terrorist organization if you ask me.
They have more reasons than you think. You see, the blue striped man works for Cooler Media and he used to make Real Thoughts videos on this one fan comic called Eeveelution Squad.
Well, whatever. I'll simply find out what's going on, take his bounty, and simply steal the experiment to make it my own.
Sounds wonderful, but how are you gonna pay for your meal?
I'll use my credit score. Hey, Emerald 56. You doing alright, my friend? Ah! Who are you? Never mind that. I just wanted to know why you were looking down.
To be honest, it's a whole bunch of things that would take one long rant video to complete.
You mean Eeveelution Squad?
You seem smarter than you look. Let's take this outside and I'll explain. So, what do you know?
Well, all I know is that you used to do those Real Thoughts videos on the comic series. That's basically all I know about the series.
Then that just means I'm the luckiest person alive knowing that someone watched my videos to find out what ES was.
Well, I just don't know about them. I've never fully watched them.
Just like a lot of people.
But, I guess my main question is, why did you stop? Like, you just stopped in the middle of the story. You should just clearly think about doing Special Chapter 5 if that's the chapter next in line.
That's just crossing a line that neither you or I want to cross.
That bad? Then how about you focus talking about the production and how the story is structured?
Thing is, I don't read comics. I don't review comics. I look at animation, games, and I look at world maps for fun. Reading is boring.
Well, if you get bored of reading, then why do you make a review of Eeveelution Squad anyway?
I don't know if you know this, but at one point it was also a dib. But even talking about that is going across the boundary. I will say that more and more ES dubs are being produced at a very high rate. However, from how I see it, the more dubs that are being produced, the less valuable the comic becomes in content.
Wait, I thought the comic is already at a point where it's becoming worthless.
Smart thinking, but when it comes to the story of the rest of the comic, it's pretty clear that PKM was being controlled as a puppet by a very toxic community that wants him to do better for their wants.
Hate to break this to you, but the author is not PKM 150, it's Eevee0.
Yeah, he changed his name to that. I find the move super pointless and very stupid on his part because people would recognize him as PKM 150. Most people aren't going to change their minds on that, and I have no idea what happens to the ES community anymore. Oh yeah, also editor's note, apparently Eevee0 is also a brand of sunglasses. Just so you know. It's really weird. I've been through too much.
So if you have to read the final few chapters of ES, even though you don't like to read, then what would be your opinion on every other chapter that you haven't covered?
For me, when I started, Eeveelution Squad started out so promising. But as the series itself went on, the more boring it got, and it started to wear off on me until when I got to Special Chapter 12B.
Wait, only 12 special chapters? Then that means that there are like 24 regular chapters along with it, right?
No, it only got to Chapter 5 with the main chapters. I was thinking that the special chapters were just the flashback chapters, with Special Chapter 6 being the worst one of them. Special Chapter 12B is the absolute worst chapter I have ever seen for a comic in my life. No one should ever be subjected to reading that horrific text wall of information that should be shoved in your face and down your throat, even if you dare to attempt to read it.
Then maybe wait for the next chapter?
No need, because it just ended right there at 12B.
Dang, that's rough. Though if the comic is that bad, then why is the comic so popular?
It was the original dub. That was one of the main reasons why it was so popular and why the comic is dying. Most people nowadays think reading is boring, which is why animation exists. That's why comic dubs exist. Communities are also the main factor. If a community is well kept and not toxic, and if everyone can cooperate with one another, then I believe it can lead people to a path worth remembering after their time is up.
I believe entertainment and community should be taken with great care and everyone should be treated with quality and respect, as long as they can respect the rules that are put in place for them. Nice one, Emerald. Though I'll say your sense of direction is bad.
Huh? What are we doing all the way up here?
Oh, nothing. Just showing you what happens when you're wanted dead or alive.
Huh? Ah!
Well, I think I may have killed a former Kulog media official. Good enough for me. Now I can use this experiment and get rich. And to do that, I'll, bust into some random person's house to test my experiments. This is gonna be fun. Nothing about this is gonna go wrong for me.
Oh, ow. Oh boy, that was rough. Maybe comic dubs are just not my thing after all. I've learned some lessons about comic dubs and communities and how toxic they can be at times. But whatever happens your way, be careful out there. Who knows? Maybe someone would just come out of nowhere and they just punch you in the face. It's not like a miracle of hope can come in out of pure light years of the universe and just say, oh hey, I need your help with a comic dub. No, it's not simple. It's not that simple. It's always going to be like this. The toxicity never stops. I warn, just be careful of who you talk to on the internet. It's a dangerous place. And I pray. I pray for your safety. I've learned lessons. Lots of lessons. Being wanted dead or alive. It's not such a good thing at all. Not at all. Just be careful what you do on the internet. It can harm you so many ways. And please, most importantly, do not get a Twitter. I mean, I never got a Twitter, and you definitely shouldn't get a Twitter. And, well, it's killed most people, so I guess that's a good lesson.
literally special chapter 128.
Arceus created the universe, but Alan made a wish and Jirachi somehow made everything worse. This created a plague, and Arceus has the dumb idea to create multiple universes, but this backfires as the plague literally gains the ability to dimension hop and destroy other realities. There are a certain number of universes in the ES canon, but we will stick with Rick and Morty logic because at least their logic is the most simple one there is. The plague also created a plague based around Deoxys for some unknown reason. Solar is the last one alive in his world, and Arceus kills his body and sends his soul to into an orb that Flare randomly finds in one of the other special chapters. The gang finally ditch the island and Speed goes to meet up with Trace. Together with Solar, Flare, and the Deoxys plague, they stop an evil Absol that comes out of nowhere and they all kill him. But Solar and Deoxys plague die as well. Everyone lives happily ever after until eventually in the reboot. There's no reboot. Time to make up some random BS that makes no sense. I hope you have a great Christmas. We'll leave you with Titanic. I'll see you next year. Immersion. This game is not. One question still remains. Why didn't Disney Interactive use Silicon Graphics computers for the entire game? Were they too expensive? I don't think so. The only way to win is to cheat. I really just want to quote somebody yelling at a jelly bean. Text wall, text wall, text wall, text wall. Blah, 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 blah. Stop reading this, stop reading this, stop reading this. Text wall, text wall, text wall. If for some reason you have read that entire thing, then that means you're stupid. I also recommend that you should go see your local doctor just to make sure you still have some brain cells left. Just remember that complaining and causing drama will get you nowhere in life. I mean it! Subscribe today. Okay, 1, how dare you call me stupid? And 2, just replace stupid with marshy, and I think it'll make a whole lot more sense.
Oh, there's also this.
You know what? Glad that's all over with. I'm glad that nothing like that might happen to me. Ah, well. Time for something else to do. Let's do this. Well, guys, this is after the editing, and right after, I edited this, or during the editing of this, Special Chapter 7 premiered. Oh well. Go watch that, I guess. Have a good day. And, please, do me a favor, and, don't start drama, please. Please, I beg you. Don't get mad at anybody. Yeah, I'm out. Bye.